Hola bafethu, hola bafethu, hola bafethu, hola bafethu. And welcome to Take Me Through Your Journey with the one and only MABOKOTHO bafethu. Autiakasi mfethu, Autiakasi Freedom Square, the dark man, yeah? Who's that Ntanga? Who's that?
Wayithi
Abachaya sana.
Safapa
Unale batho bachazitseng question. Yeah, I answered it as honest as I can.
All right. Welcome to another episode. It's an epic episode. It's gonna take a different turn. Other than that, welcome to the Take Me Through Your Journey with myself, MABOKOTHO, and the guy of the moment, Kizeki young man, Mr. Thulo Mahase. Oh yeah. Who's it, Nja?
No, kimnati.
Omnati skimsamutu.
Yeah, no, kisha.
I want to buy. Erike babale fella, pikinyana fella here. Thulo Mahase has written this book only. He loves writing and poetry. He is a fitness trainer, motivational speaker, and the founder of Mahwana Fitness Club. Thulo Mahase stays in Bloemfontein with 3 children, eh?
Yeah.
And he is also the founder of Thulo Mahase Publishing Company. Wow. Hemfethu, enjoy it out here. Before we go into details, how do you juggle between all these things, including Banabaha?
I think ntwe ebatlangile bonolo ke taba hore you do those things, all of those things in the comfort of your space. So I do them at home. So it's that the children are going to school, so at least it gives me ample of time to do everything that I want to do with regard to all those companies and what I do.
Yeah.
And
I think most of us know you from radio, myself included. Radio. Now, just a bit of Thulo Mahase. Who's Thulo Mahase and what do you do except for everything that I've read here?
No, Thulo Mahase is a single parent. The number 1 Knox man. Yeah, I'm a hustler. And I do a bit of everything that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a man who believes in myself, that it's, if I can't do it, it cannot be done.
Yeah,
so I do it for myself. So all those kind of things, I do them for myself. That's what defines me.
Yeah.
That if I want something, I go for it and I do it. I don't expect anyone to come and do anything for me.
Yeah.
I do them for myself, by myself.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where do you get that courage, the inspiration?
Loss, pain, heartaches, loss, they converted me.
Yeah.
In this book of mine, there's a chapter named Struggles and Conversions.
Yeah.
So for me, I was converted by the pain, things that one went through, pains and sufferings. So it gave me the courage to fight. It reminded me that in life you gotta fight.
Yeah.
There's no one who's gonna fight for you. You gotta do it for yourself.
Cool.
By yourself again. Because remember, if somebody's sick, they are sick. It's their own, it's their own way. It's their own journey, So with you cannot take their sickness and be sick on their behalf. So, yeah, I just decided and learned that in order for me to get things that I want, I have to do them by myself. Yeah.
But before all that, before you get to the stage where pain is included, you had life someone else. And before Obalebo Pelo with the mother of your kids, you had life of your own.
Yeah.
Take us through the growing Thulo Mahase. What did you wanna do? What were you doing? Who's Thulo Mahase? Yeah.
Yeah, I think every journey is unique in its own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was born and bred in a farm.
Yeah.
You know?
I
A farm boy.
For the first time, ke bona into a farm boy ya clever. So, sure.
I was born and I grew up in a farm. You know, I remember at some point I took my kids there. We drove. Then I showed them the school.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I think, I don't know now, but we had a school that had 3 classrooms, but it was from grade 1 to grade 7. So it was
Three.
It was, yeah, 3 classrooms. So in classroom number 1, it will be grade 1 and 2. That time it was SSR, SSB.
Yeah.
You understand? And the second classroom had standard 1, 2, 3. And then the third classroom had standard 4 and 5. So you understand, when a teacher, and then it only had, the school had 3 teachers.
Wow.
So one teacher would teach grade 1 and 2, the other teacher standard 1, 2, 3, the other teacher standard 4, 5. So me, I went through those.
Through
you
all
understand?
those
Yes,
classes, yeah.
through those classes. And remember, you must understand that your concentration level had to be like on top. When the teacher is teaching grade 1, you grade 2 are not being taught, or you are given a job that you gotta do. So
Keep yourself
you
busy.
understand?
Yeah.
You pretend that you don't hear what she
you're not
says.
hearing.
So it was horrible. I always
Yes.
tell them, when it comes to concentration, I concentrate and focus more, because that kind of life taught me how to focus and concentrate.
From the young
Yeah.
age.
So for me, I grew up there. It was difficult. I grew up doing all these things that you guys never think
Yeah.
I'll do.
Never thought
And you
of
think
that.
like, oh no, this guy is from
living,
the
yeah.
burbs.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm from the farm. I used to go and get the wood. You understand?
Who were you staying with?
I was staying with my parents. They were working in the farm. Yeah. Both of them and my brothers, but both of them, my brothers, I mean, they got a chance to move to the townships at a very
as time goes by.
young age. But for me, I had to do that. Sometimes I always tell people that, you know what, whatever that you are going through, it's the price that you have to pay for being yourself. So for me, I had to complete that journey. Be in the farm, stay in the farm, be a farm boy.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. And how many siblings do you have?
I've got 2 brothers. The other one is older than me. The other one is younger than me. Yeah, so I'm in between.
So 2 of your siblings you've experienced, yourself and the older one.
Yeah, even the
farm
little one. But for them, I think as siblings, we don't understand things the same, or the journey is not the same. For them, they moved and stayed with my grandmother in the township. So for me, I was like, okay, I have to
handle
complete this. It's not like I had a choice and say like, no, I want to leave. I couldn't. I had to stay there up until I passed my grade 7, and then I was forced to move to the city or the township to complete the studies. Yeah, but I'm a farm boy.
Yeah.
I was born and brought in the farm.
Wow. And how's life different from where you stayed at
At the farm.
at the farm? And how which one do you say this is the best place I've ever been to? I've ever stayed exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you now it's different because I'm old. I make my own decisions and choices. So it's not like back in the days where I did not have a choice. But if I ever had a choice at that age, I wouldn't want to be in the farm.
So
You
you would
understand?
not take your kids to stay that side.
And I can take them if I have a farm now.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
but remember growing there, it was not my parents' farm. They were working.
They were
You
working,
understand?
yeah.
So you don't have that kind of freedom that you can have
Cool. When you stay.
Unlike when you have your own farm and
Yeah.
then they staying at home, it's like when they staying here, and you get that sense of freedom.
Freedom.
But when they're working for the white man, it's not like when you have your own place in the farm.
You're living under
Yeah.
somebody else's roof.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it was not. But for me, if I had a choice and a chance, I wouldn't want to stay there
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
But circumstances forced me to stay, so
Yeah.
I did not have any other choice.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you get to this is where you met your wife.
At the farm.
Bloom or
Nah, I met my wife.
your wife. Yeah. It's coming. Dog.
I met my wife in Virginia.
Mhm.
My grandmother and my grandfather stayed in Virginia. So after my primary schooling,
Were you
I
still a
went to
chama boy?
Virginia. Nah, man, I was fat. They used to call me Glenn Majosi. I was fat. And then I still remember my wife said that because when I wanted her, she said like, no, you know what, you gotta go lose weight and come back when you think you have lost and we can talk.
How did you feel?
Horrible. Because I think I was good. I was presenting the credible cases and scenarios every time when I met her in terms of proposing. But because of the booty, I think she thought like I was fat.
So you went back
Yeah, I went to lose weight.
Wow.
And
Because of her.
yeah, I went to lose weight because of her. Because I mean, I loved that woman, so
Cool.
I had to.
When you come back,
I lost weight and she had a child.
then you get the first time you met her, dog. Oh, the first time you guys decided to be in a relationship. How was it?
I met her in 2001 and then she told me to go lose weight. She had a child in 2002 and I was heartbroken. I bumped into her in 2004 on the 28th of February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when I saw her, I did not even see a mother. I just saw someone that I fell in love with 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You understand? So I decided to present my case again to do the pitch. And she said, no, come back tomorrow. Maybe we can talk about it further, stretch it. Now that I have a kid, obviously I have boyfriend. Understand? But at that time I had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know? And I came back tomorrow, went back there, and she told me the same things. But she said she's got boyfriends. She had 2 boyfriends. I had to be boyfriend number 3. Stayed.
And you settled for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you love her.
Yeah. You know, like I said, when some other things that are happening, I still feel like it's the price that I had to pay for being myself.
Yeah.
So for me, I chose that. I decided like, okay, if I want this to work, then I'll have to settle for this and make it work.
And for how long did you compromise for? How long did you play Jesse number 3?
It did not take long.
Yeah.
I was elevated to number 1, but the 2 guys were still in the picture. But the advantage was they were not living in Virginia. So for me, at least when I'm in Virginia, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
But when she goes elsewhere, then I have to understand. But it was that.
When do this love thing comes to saying, now I want to make you my wife. I want to make you the mother of my kids. Where the bond starts now to say, I want to live the rest of my life with you.
For me, it started long before we date.
Yeah.
When I saw her, before I could even talk to her, I knew that I loved this one. And then I was young at that time. I was 17. and 19 later. But I knew that she's the person that I want to be with.
Yeah.
It was about me, how I love the person. You understand? How the person made me feel, how thinking about the person made me feel.
You feel.
And I went for that. And for me, it was like, okay, I would love this person. And I love that person, man. I loved her too much and so much. And I had to understand that there were boyfriends. Sometimes the boyfriends would come. And I still remember the other time the baby daddy came.
Was he the Jesse number one?
Yeah, that was the father of her child. So he came there, and then the mother, my wife's mother, decided to gather women or mothers from the same street, I mean her neighbors, to talk some sense into her, to live with the guy, you know. They call it the abduction, but for me it was like the person was not abducted. She left willingly. She did not want to leave. She was crying, but for me, there was nothing I could do. Remember, I was still a child staying at home with my parents, and the dude was working at the mines, and number two, he's a baby daddy. So for me it was like, okay, I ain't got none here. She holds the card and she can pull the plug and say like, I'm not going, I'm staying with this guy, I'm choosing this guy over this one. But she left. I could see her getting into the taxi while standing there. They went heartbroken again. Yeah, but I stayed. And then she said like, don't worry, I'll come back for you. And she did. So maybe that's why I loved her further.
Wow. And then boom, you have a first kid together.
Yeah, we were blessed with the boy 2008 on the 12th of March. He was turning 13 on Friday, like now. Friday.
I remember. I saw that on social media.
Yeah, so we were blessed with that one. And yeah, 2 years later again, I don't know what happened because we're not even planning to have
another one.
Other kids beside the boy. We said like we're just gonna have one child. And then 2010, 16th September, we had another child. Understand? In 2016, 26th of July, we had another girl. So we have 3 girls, 2 girls and 1 boy. Yeah.
And the one, did she leave this planet Earth?
My wife died on the 23rd of December 2016, just after 4 months after she after giving birth to the last born. 4 months later, then she died.
How was it for these other 2 who knew that we had? Because the little one, I think,
she didn't know. It was bad, but I don't know about them. I don't know how they felt. That's the thing that I always say. But you know what? I want you to grow up and tell me how you felt when you lost your mother. But I think they don't remember much in terms of their memories because they were young.
Yeah.
Even though they can say little pictures of long years, but I think they were young. So for me, I don't think they remember much.
Yeah.
They just remembered us as a family.
As a family.
Yeah. They took them to counseling at schools, but you know, kids cannot talk about emotions and feelings. So for me, I was thinking like, I know you're just trying to push it because they don't even tell me how they feel about the mother. So I had to double up the efforts and pull up my socks, wear a big woman's panty and become a woman so that they don't feel the void that the mother left. You understand?
I think you're jumping into this book now.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what I had to do. I had to become a woman more than a man so that they don't feel like they don't have a mother. Understand? So I had to change and be a woman and a father when I have to hustle. But understanding them, I had to drop down to being a mother. Because remember when she died, this one, the little one was 4 months. And the sister was 6. She had
Yeah.
to start a grade, and then the boy was only 8. You
Yeah.
understand? So when this one went to school to start a grade, she was 6, but she didn't have a mother. Understand? So I was alone there and trying to, you know, style the hair like this, and those are the things that I was not doing when she was around. I would focus on the other things.
Things
But
that look like they were stupid things when she was here for you,
yes,
ne?
like the hair and what have you. So I was not doing that. But when she died, I had to tap into those things, fix the hair, do this. You understand?
Yeah.
Taking the kids to school alone, crying because the moments are overwhelming.
leave
You
them there,
understand?
ne?
So for me, it was it was difficult in terms of the adjustment, thinking that you haven't done this thing ever before. Yeah.
And then for most men from across the country, I think most of us would take our, and this is the part I love the most, would take these kids to live with our in-laws or our parents, because your parents are still here, right?
Yeah.
And you decided to say, I'll raise these kids by myself. Now, in the eyes of the society, the first question they will ask us, how do women that you come across feel about you when you tell them I've got 3 kids? Because by just saying I've got a child and this child is staying with their mom, it's a problem. Now the mom is not there and these kids they are young, and we're talking about kids, we're not talking about just one.
And for me, I don't live according to the society
Yeah.
and societal expectations. If I want to do something, I do it.
Regardless.
I don't care what you think and who thinks what. You understand? So
Yeah.
for me, it was like, okay, I don't force people to be in my space. I don't force people to be in a relationship with me. But God graced me with people that understood, understand, like my girlfriend understands that, you know what, I'm the girlfriend, because that's what I tell them all the time. So like, you are the girlfriend, you must focus on that one. Don't try to be a mother, because the other two know they are mother, so they might give you the attitude.
Problem.
That attitude is going to be problematic between us. It's going to be a problem that stays there and say like, your kids are doing this, I don't like this. And now when it comes to that, it forces you to take sides. So as a parent, you will take your kids' side because you understand that they don't have a mother.
That's
You
true.
understand what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So for me, I told her like, you know what, you've got to be the girlfriend. I will be the parent to them. If you want to be the parent, I will show you and tell you what to do, so that you don't get hurt in the process when they say, you are not my mother, because kids will say that. And now remember, kids won't say that in my space, in my presence, if they only stay with me and then they don't visit anyone. But if they visit their relatives, relatives might say that. Say like, no, that's not your mother. You must tell her this and that. You understand? So you must understand that. So I had to play that bodyguard to her and to them as well at the same time. Then I have to be the mediator between both parties, so that we reach the common ground, one common ground, and then we understand each other's expectations from one another. So for me, it was that. So I think God gave me the skill to negotiate or mediate between the two parties, or any other person when it comes to my kids, so that they understand them, my kids understand them, and then I understand the situation, and then I reprimand and take action when the other one goes astray.
And then from as far as you can see, because in your situation, as far as you can see, how difficult or easy it was for both parties to say yes, re bana ba timer and she's not our mother, or I'm the girlfriend, they are not my kids. How easy was it for both parties?
I don't. I think kids are kids.
Kids are kids, yeah.
Especially the little one. The little one doesn't even know the mother. But I always remind them, say like, Nsile is your mother. You understand?
It's the one who left.
Yeah, my wife. Say like, Nsile is your mother. That will help them. Should I die, and then maybe my girlfriend ill-treats them or anything, they should know that they have their mother who's late. You understand? So I would always tell them, I say like, she's your mother, but she's not here. The one that is here is your mother as well. Because a mother does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Until it did that, she's doing this. You understand?
Yeah.
So a mother is not a mother because they are your biological parent. A mother is a person who is your guardian, who is taking care of you, who is responsible for your happiness and your growth. She is. You understand?
Involved in the process.
Yes, I say like this person is the one who's filling that space. So don't come here and say she's not your mother because she's not your biological mother. If I die, this person will take care of you.
Yeah.
If I die, if something happens to me, this person will make sure that you get the best life that your father wanted.
Cool.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because we must understand, my man, that we live to die. And dying doesn't have a certain age. We
Can
die
happen at
young,
any
we die
time.
old, we die in whichever way.
Yeah.
Whether you're sick, whether you've got COVID, whether you get killed, whether you commit suicide, death is death. And then one thing that I always teach them, I say like, we miss your mother not because she was sick. We miss her because she died and then she's not coming back. So dying, it doesn't matter. The only thing that we miss most is the person not coming back. It's not how they died, whether they were involved in an accident, they got killed, it doesn't matter. But what matters is like we will never see this person again. Yes. So I think that's one thing that I always said to them. They never, funny enough, they never spoke about their mother. But I know they will when they are old enough, they will start questioning and what. But that's life. I'm sure by that time, I will be more than willing to prepare them further again going forward in terms of acceptance. Yeah.
Wow. This man is playing a role elang hore most men that we know or that are existing would say this is difficult for me to do because for some reason some of us as men, it's difficult to play a man's role even when the wife or your girlfriend is there. Well, but how do you enjoy the process of raising these kids, man? Because we might talk about all these sad things or hurtful things, but at the end of the day, there's joy.
Yeah, I think we understand each other. We grew up together. Remember, the little one was 4 months, so she grew up in an environment that doesn't have a mother.
Yeah.
So she doesn't even know how it feels to have a mother in the house. And the other two as well, because I still remember when my daughter was born, me and my wife were still not married. So I took my boy when she was pregnant. Remember, the age cliff is only 2 years between them. So I took my boy from 1. But he knew that he has a mother, but he didn't stay with her. You understand? So for me, it was a preparatory. God was preparing me.
And you didn't see that as well, right?
So I stayed with him when he was 1. Then I raised him like that. Then we got married, I think, in 2013. Understand? We stayed together for 3 years.
For 3 years.
So he understands the setup of a family for only 3 years, the boy. You understand?
Yeah.
But now it marked his 5th birthday without her mother, his mother, I mean, on Friday. So meaning he's been growing like 5 times
Yeah.
without the mother, but he stayed with her like 3 years. You understand? So I think we have passed that. We have passed so many things. We married for 3 years. We've passed that, and then they have passed that as well. The little one doesn't even know her. So you just get excited when they do well in school.
Yeah.
When we do the homeworks and what, and then you say like, come on, read, and then they start reading in a very nice, interesting way. So you see yourself in them. You understand? You see yourself in your girl and say like, wow, your father is a writer, your father is a reader, and now you read like that. That's so beautiful. You see yourself that, and then you see the boy wants to debate all the time. He wants to argue. You understand? That's me.
That's
You
you.
understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And I
true.
see him and say like, wow, this is another me. And as you say, I see myself in 2 different versions, the female version and the male version. And I see the little one. The little one is so closer to me, like too close. Like she's a boy, but she's just a girl. You understand? So everything that she does it with me. You understand what I'm saying? So I see myself a whole lot more into this one because she loves singing, that one.
Yeah.
I love singing, but I can't sing.
Yeah.
But the fact that she loves singing, and then I love singing, and she loves looking beautiful. That's what I love also. Love looking good and feeling good and smelling good.
Yeah.
That one is like that as well.
Wow.
So I see myself in all 3 of them. I say, oh, okay, that's what makes it nice and
Easy,
fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
And that's that.
And then I don't know if this question is weird or is stupid or it's a question that does not exist or whatever you may call it. Have you found yourself in a situation where you get a question from one of them, a weird question or a surprising question, like about anything?
Nah, I'm graced, man. Like I haven't got that. And then I keep on saying to myself, so like, God, why can't I just get those kind of questions now, so that I deal with them?
And I know you're always
Yes,
ready, dog.
yes, now I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to talk about sex with them, but I'll have to. You understand?
You'll have to, yeah.
I'm not ready to talk about their menstruation cycles and what, but I'll have to. You understand? So those are the moments that I'm not ready.
So these things that you're asking yourself, because this question I think came at the right time to you. This question I just asked now.
Yeah.
Are you investing into those questions? Because
Like I've got a lady. We stay with a lady. Yeah, probably we were talking the other day. Say like, hey, because we were asking her. She asked the older sister about the, this, what do you call them? I don't want to use this word, but it's not the sanitary towel, but it's the other one that you put in the underwear.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. And she asked my daughter, and then my daughter said something else, stating that she doesn't even know what's that. So for me, we were laughing, say like, she will know. Because now, remember, even if I talk to them, the street will always get to your children.
That's true.
And then the street will teach them its own ways. You understand?
No.
Remember, your parents did not teach you how to operate the camera.
That's true, man.
And what? But the street taught you. The street taught you how to hustle. The street will always get your kids. I always tell people, I say, the street will always get you. Because even us, how we go to girls and then how we do the bedroom stuff, those are the things that we get from the streets. We were never taught that. There's no manual that says you gotta learn this in order for you to perfect it. But the street will always get to them. So now you're praying that the street should not get them in a bad way. To a point whereby they lose their lives. You understand? To a point whereby they get pregnant.
They lose the
Understand?
principles.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
So
get
you're
you.
trying to teach them, say, like, when you get to the street, show the street the middle finger.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because now, you see, we are forever indoors with them. And when we go out in the street, you say, like, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do when this happens.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you try to monitor them, keep them in such a way that when they get out, they know how to face
The street.
music. You
Yeah,
understand what
yeah.
I'm saying? But for us, we did not grow up like that. You understand? You'll have parents, but they're absent. You don't know a whole lot of things. But here we'll be watching programs, and then we would talk about them.
Talk about
Like
that.
the other day, we have a puppy. The puppy was doing its stuff here, the natural stuff of it.
Yeah.
Understand? Taking the pillow and performing those things.
Performing.
And the boy was laughing. Understand?
Yeah.
Then I said, like, okay, now he knows what it is.
Yeah,
Understand?
yeah.
So, okay, this one, he told me, like, no, I was watching the wrong 10 movies and stuff. I said, like, oh, were you? Yeah, all of them from 10, 3, 4, 5. So, like, oh, okay. And I kept quiet. Then I watched the movies. Then I saw there were a whole lot of sex scenes in the movies. Understand? Meaning he saw that.
Yeah.
Understand? Meaning he knows that.
He knows
and
that.
come to think of it, say, like, okay, this boy is 13 now. When I was 13, I knew about sex.
Yeah.
Understand? But now, as a parent, you think like you're a young parent, say like, hey, I don't want to talk about these things. But the street will teach him. He will go to school. They speak about those things. You understand what I'm saying?
They're carrying books every day that has those things.
Maybe he's got some videos on his phone.
Exactly.
You understand? So those are the things that you need to know. Like, okay, even if the street got to him first, I'll make sure that I have to rescue this child from the street. Because now the question will be like, who's going to get to your child first? Is it you or the street? You understand? So for me, it's that it's difficult to understand or talk about those things now just because I'm black. Maybe I don't know. But I know they are comfortable around me. I'm comfortable around them, and I used to take bath with them, and now the boy started first like, yo, no, Dad, we can't be having this.
Yeah.
You understand? He's walking around with the towel wrapped up on his waist. And okay, all right. I used to kiss him, but he doesn't. He said like, no, stop.
I'm grown.
You understand?
Come on,
and I
dude.
stopped, and we went to the little one who's 10. I would kiss her. Yes, I would kiss her. Then we'd find. I would literally bath with all of them. 4 of us in one bath.
Yeah.
Understand? The boy started, isolating himself. Understand? And I said like, okay, it's okay.
I understand.
Now I got the girls, and then the second born said like, hey. Now she's covering herself with the towel. And then the little one doesn't know, but she's going to emulate the sister.
Exactly.
What the sister is doing, she gotta do as well. So she's doing that as well. So for me, I bath alone, and the girls are bathing alone, and then the boy baths alone. So that nature has its own way to reveal itself to people. So I think they're responding well to the nature program. Yeah. So it makes it easy for me to parent them. Yeah.
And then with everything that you've said, in a moment we're gonna go into the book. I just wanna ask you, Doc.
Yeah.
What do you say to men or any man, whether the partner is there or is not there? What do you say to them about raising? Could be one child or as many as possible.
I always hear people saying like,
sorry to cut you. Because I think the most hurtful thing that is trending at the moment is men seeing their partners in kids. Yeah. So mostly based on that, what do you say to men in general?
Yeah, I think it's the society again. Because there's a whole lot of men who are taking care of their kids.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of them. It's not only me. I'm not the only one in Noordhoek. There's a lot of them. It's just they are not out there like me. You understand? So I think, again, to those who are not taking care of kids, you can't force a horse to drink water.
That's true.
You understand? So parenting should not be forced on anyone. If you're not ready to parent,
You know.
there's absolutely nothing we can do. We can't force you to say, like, you gotta do this to your child. You gotta show love to your
Come
child.
on,
Understand?
dude, yeah.
If you don't want to do that, you're not going to do it. Whether we can take you to all these TV programs and force you to take charge and responsibility,
And
but
no is a
if you
no.
don't want,
No is a no.
so for me, I would say, like, I know if you want to raise your kids, it's okay. Because remember, we came into this world for different reasons and journeys. So my journey is to be the parent to these kids, given effect of what I told you and then what happened in the past, and then I stayed,
Yeah.
and I'm still here, and then we're still pushing them, we're still okay with that. So my role was that I said, like, you came here into this world to raise these kids, to set the good example, to write stories, and give the stories to them as a guideline. One day they will know, like, okay, Daddy lost a wife. This is what he
Through
did.
that,
You understand? I lost my husband. This is what I'm going to do. I lost my wife. This is what I'm going to do. You understand?
Yeah.
So a book to them, it becomes a guideline. You understand? We read about Bibles, like you speaking about Moses, that you are not even sure about. You understand? But you take whatever that happened to Moses, then put it into a life context, and then empower yourself. So even with this book, it's like that
It's
to
like
them
that.
and to other guys as
To
well.
other guys.
It's like that. I say, like, if you're ready to parent, you will do that. If you're not ready, then we've got a problem. You won't parent.
But it's advisable from you as a man to say to other men, yeah, let's raise our kids, because the stupid pain I felt is not being told by another man who's older than me,
Yeah.
telling me that they love me. Because you tell your kids every day, I love you, dude. I love you, girl.
Yeah.
I love you, little one.
Yeah.
My father has never been there just to say, I love you, dog.
Yeah,
And the only thing I've heard from other men in the street, you're hustling, you're doing good, I respect you. But I've never heard someone saying to me, a male figure,
Yeah.
saying, MABOKOTHO, I love you, dude.
yeah, but I think it's I don't know, but for me, life taught me to be appreciative.
Yeah.
When something happens, when someone is doing good, I appreciate that
I
person.
appreciate that.
Them, when somebody says, like, I love you, it means big. It's like your wife. When your wife says, I love you, how
Yeah.
do you feel about that?
Dude.
You understand? so like,
Dude,
it's the
like
same,
it's
yeah.
the first time she says that.
It's the same as kids. I think they feel that. I talk to them all the time because I watch TV a lot, and then I will watch movies about parenting and stuff. So like, why don't you do this to myself? Teasing them.
Yeah.
And then they start doing it. So like, it's a good thing.
Wow.
The reason why you are doing it is because it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because Daddy always says, I love you. Daddy takes you to school. Daddy doesn't organize a transport
Yeah.
for you. I'm teaching you that, like, whenever you need me, I will always be there.
Be there.
It doesn't matter what.
Wait.
You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, I'll take them to school, I'll fetch them, I'll take them everywhere. The other one will be playing sports, the other one will be running, the other one will be playing soccer. So like, if the other one is playing soccer, we all go and support.
Wow.
The other one is running, we all go and support.
Yeah.
It's about the
family thing.
So like,
Yeah.
you know what? This tree, this is our tree. It's me, like my tattoos. I've got tattoos on my body. There's a tattoo on my body about the dried tree. It's still standing, but it's dry. It doesn't have leaves, but it's still standing. It shows like it's straw.
Yeah.
I was telling them, I said, like, this is us. I've been through a lot, the pains and suffering, the struggles, but now I'm converting. I'm that dry tree, but I'm still here standing and raising you and giving you love.
Yeah.
So for me, I teach them, say, like, you've got to stand with each other no matter what.
Yeah.
One day, Daddy's gonna die. As much as you were not expecting that Mommy would die,
Okay.
Daddy will die. And then if Daddy dies, then what?
Then
Who
what?
has you? You and you and you have each other. So you need to grow up like this. You understand? The street is going to get you at some point.
At some point.
I might die next year. The boy will be like how old? 40. The girl will be like 6. The other one will be like 11. You understand?
Yeah.
So anything can happen anytime. We always say a little pitches have long ears and a little goes a long way. If you teach them now, they will grow up knowing that.
Yeah.
It's like we've got each other. We have to embrace and love each other regardless what. Yeah.
And do you agree with me when I say it's easy for a child to remember everything that you were taught more than at my age?
Yeah.
At the teen stage, so to say.
Yeah, like I always say, a little goes a long way, and little pictures have long ears. You're telling them now. The advice is the best advice is if you give them advices now, when they are young.
When they are young.
Understand? It's like when you try to rehabilitate someone. You cannot and you can never rehabilitate somebody who has killed 25,000 people. But that person can rehabilitate themselves.
Yeah.
But when you go to rehabilitation centers and then you try to rehabilitate the first time offenders, and then they get converted quite easier and faster because they haven't seen a lot. You understand? So when you try to eliminate something, you need to cut the supply. You understand? Because I always tell people and say, okay, people will go to jail, but you can't call that the rehabilitation center. Because they go there, they come back, they go back, they come back. So there's a high rate of recidivism. So now we say like, okay, if we don't want the high rate of recidivism, let's just have the rehabilitation centers outside and say like, okay, we cut the supply. Say we cut the supply of gangsterism. Therefore, they won't go to jail. But now it says you need to go to jail for you to be rehabilitated. You understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't say we can rehabilitate you here so that you don't go there. But we want you to go there, then we can rehabilitate you. You understand?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people who are doing bad stuff outside. We don't say anything. We say like, no, they will go to jail.
And it's always like that.
They go to jail, and then the situation is worse. Because remember, when you go to jail, it's something that we call social Darwinism. It's a survival of the fittest.
Every man for himself.
So you'll have that social Darwinism mentality that you've got to fight for yourself to survive. If you don't fight for yourself to survive, you become a slave, you become a culprit, you become something. You understand? You don't become victorious. So, but why don't we teach them now so that they don't go there? Because now, remember, the gangsterism will start and erupt at schools.
Yeah.
And why don't we fight that at school? Because if we cut the supply at school, remember, people who are going to school, I mean, learners, they are more than people who are sitting and doing nothing in the township. You understand?
True.
So meaning the schools will always feed the township gangsterism with numbers. So why don't we cut the supply from school? Say like, we close this school doesn't have gang members. And then we've got 5 members in the township. The gangsterism will eventually dissolve.
What you are basically saying is when you are part of a choir and then they're singing, and then you hear how bini sharp, maybe a key kapa manzui. What you will decide to do is you will keep quiet until you hear and then sharp. Do you get that? Yeah. And then Doc, let's get to this.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do this, man? To write this beautiful book. I love the heading. Is it the heading? Is it called and the name of this book?
Yeah.
When my wife died, I became a woman.
It's called the title.
A title.
Yeah.
Wow.
That one is a subtitle.
Wow.
It's a metaphor.
Dude, what inspired you to write this book?
Pain. When I lost my wife, I've been a writer forever. When I met my wife, I used to write her love letters. And then I would give them to my cousin to pass them to her. Like, I've been writing There's a lot of letters that I wrote even at home that I wrote to my wife, but she was my girlfriend. I would design the cards, like, this things, all design and put the pictures in there.
So you designed everything?
Nah.
Okay,
It
cool.
was the graphic designer who designed.
Okay.
But I gave him the pictures
picture
and
of
the
what you
windmill
want.
and stuff.
Cool.
The windmill has stopped
Cool.
when my wife died. So, but it's not me who came up with the windmill. I gave him stuff. He decided. So I decided to use the windmill. I said, like, okay, when people are asking me, like, why there's a windmill there? The windmill has stopped and it's been dark. It's night. So it has been the darkest period in my life without hearing her voice, seeing her and stuff. So what inspired me to write was, I've been writing, even after losing her, I would write about how much I miss her. And then there's some people said, like, what, why don't you write a book? Because you've got nice quotes.
Yeah.
Then I did not see that happening. And
For
I
some
just
time.
decided, I said, like, okay, I will name it when my wife died.
Yeah.
Then I took the diary, started writing, said, like, the beginning, when we met, what happened. Because now, remember, the book is not about my wife died, so what? Understand? There's so many lessons into it, like when we started and everything. So it was
The
that.
whole journey.
Yeah, it was the whole journey from the beginning. And when she got sick, my wife was sick, man. I still remember after giving birth to Pumulo, my second born. She was sick. She lost weight like an ice block in the sun. And then I still remember that time she had to go to clinic, and then I would carry her, and then right there she tested positive with tuberculosis. 6 months. I had to go to clinic every morning with my kids, with her, 4 of us, for them to get the medication. And I would carry them when she gets tired, carry them.
There.
Understand? We would go. I was not even looking for job at that time. Wanted her to get better. And then right there, boom, she tested HIV positive. So it's being hard. Then I stayed, but I knew, I think I knew 2009 she tested positive, and then it was bad. I wouldn't leave because I said, like, yeah, he never loved you. Now you tested positive, and then he leaves. I had every right to leave because me, I was like, oh, you understand? But me, I also did not have every right to leave because I did not test her before. Because I went and tested, and then I was like, negative, we're starting a relationship, go and test. She went there, and then apparently the counselor was, or whatever, these people, the counselors or the ones at the clinics, was like, hey, she's here to test. Then she saw them or hear them, then she left. Because now, right there, it was not confidential. You understand?
That's true.
She left, and I discovered that she was positive, and then I stayed. Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
We're
so
good.
yeah. So for me, I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm staying. I mean, why would I leave now? Understand? And then she was gonna tell my son, say, like, your father left me because I was HIV positive. You understand? So I stayed. I stayed there. I just stayed. I just decided, like, okay, I'm staying.
And the love was still the same.
Yeah, no, nothing changed. Nothing. I had to go with my girl, my wife, to take the ARVs. I was there. Even people at the clinic were laughing at me. The nurses are like, dude, you really love this person so much. And then I said, like, yeah, no, I do. I say, like, but we've never seen this kind of love. But I said, like, this is nothing. This is normal. I mean, really? You understand?
Which kind of love do you want to see? If when you say you've never seen this kind of love, do you get that though?
Which one
And,
Which one? Is there any other love except for this one?
Yeah, because I used to tell, we used to say to each other, I said, like, this is astronomical love. It was made in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
Because there were so many things like abduction, the boyfriend coming in to put the picture,
So many
infecting her, me here, kids. Like, it was a whole lot. The family disliking me. Like, dude, it was just too much.
Almost everything that happened
Yeah.
were things that would push a man to go. To say, I
Yes.
give up on this one. No.
They made me stay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they made
I'm
me stay.
This is not for me. I'm still young for this.
Yeah, but I stayed. For
Yeah.
me, I was like, nah, I'm staying.
Yeah, man.
I stayed, man. I stayed. I still remember when she was sick in 2016. We would drive every weekend with Pomolo and Lewate to Virginia to see her. Every weekend.
Every
We never had a weekend in Bloom.
In Bloom.
Just drove and see her. Like, and then sometimes we would come back Monday morning about 3 a.m.
Koro, you were here for school,
Yeah.
for bana.
Yeah, so for me, I was like, nah.
My life is
she's
there with her.
Yeah, even when she died, no amount of grief could stop love that I had for her. I stayed at the grave.
Yeah.
Me, I found peace there, man. I
Yeah.
was a mess 2017, 18, 19, 20. I was a mess. 20 towards the end, and I got better. But I stayed at the grave.
Cool.
Something that I can tell you and say, like, when people say, like, don't go to the grave, it's just evil. So, like, yeah, it's society, it's you.
It's you.
But for me, I stayed there. Then I would talk to the person who was not talking to me. I spent time at the grave. I would drive from here to Virginia and say, like, I'm going to spend the weekend in Virginia. Most of my time will be at the grave.
You're
I'm
not
there.
in Virginia.
Yeah, I'm at the
You're
grave.
at the grave.
I'm at
Yeah.
the grave there, telling my wife how kids are doing, you know, what I want to do and stuff. I don't know if it makes sense to anyone, but look, this is not for anyone, it's for myself. It made sense to me. It gave me the sense of healing. I got better and better and better.
And you're here today.
You understand? I'm here. Now I can laugh, I can smile, but back in the days, I could smile through the pain. You
Through the
understand?
pain,
And then I
yeah.
had my girlfriend. I was looking for my wife. You know, it's very dangerous for people who are not ready to be in a relationship, to be in a
move on.
relationship. It doesn't matter whether you have lost someone or somebody broke up with you or you are not ready yourself. But for me, I was looking for my wife. I was looking for my wife. And then I would complain about food, like, why are you cooking this? My wife, you understand? And I was pushing that lady away.
I love that you went through that.
Yeah, you have
To
go
heal.
Yeah, you have to go through stuff to get better.
Yeah,
You-
man.
there's no remedy for you to get better within a month or something. My brother, I've done interviews on radio stations, national radio stations. People are still calling me today. People who are way older than me, 50, 60 years. I can't believe I miss my wife. When did your wife die? My wife died in 19 something. You understand? That's more than 20 years. Do you understand?
They're
It's more
still
than 20
feeling
years.
the pain.
They're still feeling that.
Still
because
looking for that someone.
Yeah, because they haven't dealt with that.
Yeah.
You understand? In order for you to deal with stuff, you have to go through a lot.
Yeah,
You have to go through a lot and face everything that comes your way. Understand?
Yeah.
Take them off the way and then continue living your life. At the end of the day, you need to live. Remember, most people, I always say, they forget to live after losing someone.
There's life after
There's
losing.
there's only two things that you need to do in this life. You live or you die. But now they don't die, they don't live, they don't know what they're doing. They just here. Hey, I can't. You have to force yourself. Me, I never had somebody who's saying these things that I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
That's why it took me forever. I would throw the pity party at myself. Like, you know what? I want this. I want people to feel sorry for me. You understand? Because I have lost the wife. You get what I'm saying? I was not ready to face the music because I wanted to be fragile. But now I'm telling them, I say, like, no, you need to do that. You need to get out and leave. Go and look for yourself. Because I did that. I went to look for myself. Say, like, this is not myself. This person who's so weak is not myself. The person that I know is somewhere, I don't know where he is, but I should go and look for
that person.
You understand?
Yeah.
That strong man, I had to look for that person. This one
I know
who's
he's
crying,
somewhere
you
out
understand?
there. Yeah.
Then I took the spiritual journey within myself to look for myself,
Wow.
within myself, and then I found myself. Then I'm here.
And there's so many of us going to churches,
Yeah, you understand?
forgetting to say, I'm there.
Yeah.
I just have to find myself.
Look, the pastors invited me to church. Said, like, come, we're going to
Nothing
pray
was
with
working.
you. Say, like, what are you going to do? No, we're going to pray with you. Say, like, have you lost your wife? No, I lost a mother. Say, like, that's not the same. Say, like, you losing your wife is a different pain. This is the person that you chose to spend the rest of your life with. You chose this person. You did not choose your mother. You understand? But your wife, your partner, you chose the person and said, like, this is the person that I saw myself in. You understand? Now, this person is not there. You are here telling me that, oh, we will pray. Say, like, it's okay. You can pray for somebody who understands that, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
Understand? Up until you lose your wife, and we
You'll
will
never understand.
we will say something to each other. But now, if you're telling me about your mother, then I don't know that experience. I can't say anything.
I can't say
Understand?
anything about
Like
that.
my children don't have lost a mother. I don't know that pain. My children have lost a brother. I don't know that pain. You understand? My brothers are still there. My mother is still there. My children have gone through that. Understand? But I had to be in their shoes to understand how it
they're going
feels.
through.
You understand? So for me, it was never easy with regard to that. So I had to understand that, damn, they have lost a mother. They have lost a brother. How do I make them feel better?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I took those things again, and then I've lost a brother. I killed my brothers in their faces so that they can see we are the same.
Yeah, that's it.
I've killed my mother in their faces so that they can see that I don't have a mother, I have them. We only have each other. You understand? So I kill them like that. Say, like, okay, fine. Figuratively, they are dead, so it's fine. So that I don't have a mother, I have you. So you are not alone. I don't have a mother. If you see that woman and say, like, no, that's your mother, say, that's your mother too.
That's
as
your
well.
mother too.
You understand?
Yeah, man.
So now we have a mother, one mother.
You're feeling the same.
So you don't feel like you don't have a mother. Say, like, my mother died. My mother died. Say, like, no, you have a mother. If they say, like, who's your mother? Say, like, that is your mother. If you are ashamed to say that, say my mother is your mother.
My mother is your mother.
Understand?
I love that.
Don't say you don't have a mother.
Yeah.
Because you do.
You do.
You understand?
Wow.
So like if they ask you, say, like, who's your mother? Say, like, daddy's girlfriend is my mother. You understand? Say, like, because that person is your mother as well.
Yeah.
You understand? So you've got so many mothers. You are so graced and blessed. God gave you so many mothers to take care of you. You cannot complain and say, like, I don't have a mother.
I don't have a mother.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. I think, I don't know, but I don't think I'm giving him any choice. You're gonna have to have part two.
I believe so. We have to.
We're gonna have to have part two of this conversation, Doc. Because myself, I'm learning so much through all these stories that I hear every day, and some people might say it's about content, it's about numbers. We want numbers within your stories and what. And I tell them every day that our black stories are told by white people.
Yeah.
And they are not told the same.
Yeah.
So I feel it when you tell it yourself. I think there's something that we all feel. Unlike reading, these people don't know us. They don't know us.
Yeah.
And they're just selling whatever they are selling to us. And we just buying into it. So simple. So we created this thing to celebrate giants like you. We are giants in different spaces and time, I think. I don't know if people are sharp, but this platform is to say, dude, we're celebrating you every day. We see what you are doing, and we don't want to appreciate what you are doing. We want to appreciate you. We want you to see that there are people who see. We don't feel your pain. We don't feel your joy, but we see you that this guy needs to be celebrated. We have no silver or gold to offer, but I think with doing this, it shall live for years. Your kids will one day come on this platform and watch and learn, what did your father say? Ka date 18.
Yeah.
For it will be here forever, and they'll say, this dog was a beast, and this is what we want you to keep on doing. Keep on healing us, your brothers. And there are sisters. One life is too many. We're not seeking for to help too many people. Just
Yeah.
one life is too many. I think maybe that's what you are living by, Luena. To say, if I've helped just one person, I'm okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. We spread the message, we preach it, and the other person said this book, talking about my books, and like it's just like a Bible. So like, yeah, it's that as long as you can get something from it.
As long as you can get something.
I'm still waiting for negative reviews on the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it will be a compliment though,
Mm-hmm.
because people that have bought the book and they said so many positive things about the book. Oh no, man, I cried because it's a sad book.
Mm.
People will cry because of the journey that I
Of the
took. You
journey,
understand? Even men say like, I could not stop crying. Say like, but don't worry, I'm okay. The author is okay.
Yeah.
So it's something that I went through, but you are still going to go there. Actually, even both of you are going to be like me at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah, there's when you go to Taung Cemetery, there's a signage there that is written in Setswana.
Mm-hmm.
And when you enter the graveyard, it says Le Rona. Re ne re tshwana le lona. Means like we were just like you, even us, the dead people, were like you.
You.
And then when you leave the graveyard, it's written again, it says Le lona le ntse le tlo tshwana le rona. Meaning you guys are still going to end up here. So I get it, you guys know that Le lona le tlo baba hlolohadi. It's a fact. I'm talking
way
from
or the other, that's true.
I'm talking from a future here.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I'm glad I've ran my race. But
Yeah, man. Yeah.
whole lot of men who are still married or women,
Well,
this is where they will end. One is going to take one for the team.
That's true, man. And then, Doc,
Yeah.
before we close it up, we have 3 parts of the show, and then we move into the second part, which is questions or comments from social media or
Yeah.
anyone who's involved here, who's watching. And there's a question here from Olwetu Paulenini. She's saying, what challenges has he faced as a single dad, and how long has he been a single parent, and what advice can he give to single parents?
Challenges were making sure that your kids understand that you're the only one surviving. And I've been a single parent from when? From 2016. So now that's like 5. We go
It's
to
5 now.
Yeah. And the advices will be like, you just gotta love being a parent. Once you love that, you'll understand that you don't have to go out and drink your money and neglect your kids. So advice is like, you gotta love parenting.
Perfect. Easy. Straight to the point. I hope she's satisfied. And Tsepan, do you have a question though?
I have so many questions. You said you know as part of your content, but it's okay. This is something I think a year later that's about
Yeah?
radio.
Sure.
You have the tattoos on your body. Some said wow, like I think there's a face somewhere, there's a name somewhere.
Yeah.
How's your current partner taking it?
Maybe. I understand. Like they understood, or she understood, before that she died.
Okay.
We did not divorce. So I think maybe they just understand me and the pain. This is how I dealt with the pain. Like, it's not actually only her, it's all of them, my kids, her, and what. But she understands that she's gone. At some point when I get married to her, I'm also going to tattoo her face on my body.
Cool.
You understand? So that's how I express my love, and tattoo the
You love
face, the
tattoos.
name on the body. It's okay. It will stay there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I love, I love. You realize, my son, when
I know.
you're like where I started. When I love, I just stay there. I don't go anywhere. Doesn't matter whether you
You
go
guys
to cheat
have
on
got
me or
something.
what. I'm staying.
Yeah.
If I want to stay, I stay. If I don't love you, I won't stay. I won't even love you. I won't.
Yeah.
I just know how to love. Love that person, that specific person. Stay with that person.
Easy.
You understand?
And then the second question is, what has the loss of your wife teach you?
The loss.
Yeah.
The loss taught me that we live to die, and there's absolutely nothing you can do when somebody dies. A person is going to die. It doesn't matter whether you feel good or bad about it, but they're going to die. So death is inevitable. So what taught me the loss, what loss taught me is that we live to die, and death is inevitable. So I can't run away from it, even if I go to Zanin or Pittsburgh or Maritzburg.
I think the second part of this podcast we're gonna have to record it from Zanin.
Zanin, yeah, I think we'll have to go to Zanin.
Where I love it, I love Zanin. Zanin is where I find the
You
peace of
love
mind.
the place, dude.
No, I do. Like that one is a fact. I tell everyone, I say like, I feel my God when I'm there.
You love the place.
I think the second part should be like we should invite the person who makes Thulo to go to Zanin.
There's no person that makes me to go to the Zanin.
No, like okay, the person that you're going to see besides going to see the nature.
No, I don't go to see a person there.
This guy love the place, dude.
No, I do. I love
You love the place.
I love
And
the
you love
place.
traveling, eh?
I do. Driving actually. Driving for me is therapeutic. So I'm gonna go to Zanin again, because when I feel like I'm low spiritually,
Yeah.
I go and connect with those mountains and nature. I feel light when I get there. It's not like when I'm here that I see you guys driving, drinking, and swearing at people. But when I get to Zanin, it's different. There's a road there called Kloof. You see, it's sunny, it's nice here. But when you get to Kloof, you find like it's raining.
Different.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's very different. For me, it's like, oh my God, this is my Lekunu Tulimorena. If I want to speak to God,
Yeah.
then Zanin is the place.
You know what you're saying, Doc? I can easily relate. I remember when I was going through some cuck life
Yeah.
challenges. I used to go in a toilet
And cry.
and cry. And I'll take off my pants, put them down, just sit there and cry, dude. When I get out of here, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And Kaya starting immediately. Now I understand what you mean. When you say the place, him and this guy love the place.
No, it's
We'd
my
be
sacred
going go
place.
gaming, go dala. But if you do not like go
Like, you know what the fuck?
at some point I get a negative barinyana, so I didn't know even the place exists.
It's very nice.
How long does it take you to get there?
It's just far. It actually takes me 9.
And hours.
Yeah.
Depends.
No, it's actually it takes 9 hours from here, but Mina, no, I take like 6, 7. I drive. The moment I get to Pretoria, then I know I'm in Tzaneen.
Ngopoza the conversations we were having outside.
Effing. Yeah, no, but I drive.
This guy loves the place. Anyway, I think we're gonna go to the last part of the show. This part of the show, dog, is the part I personally love the most. It's called the hot seat.
Yeah.
It's called the hot seat, but Judging from the conversations I've had with this guy today, hi, there's no hot seat for this man. I just feel like just keeping this part and just continue with the conversation. Okay, dude. It's either I'm gonna ask you a question and you give me a brutally honest answer, or I'm gonna give you two options. You just choose one and the reason why. It's only 5 questions. Okay, number one. Number one. Never have I ever accidentally eaten a bug.
Yeah. Come again. Repeat the question, please.
Never have I ever accidentally eaten a bug.
It's a question.
Never have I ever.
Yeah. No, never.
Never.
A bug.
It's either teens.
Nah. Yeah, I'm saying like, nah, I don't remember doing that. I'm not always for
But I
opening
went down,
my
huh?
mouth there. No.
I was going there. Oh, that way. Robert, you're like,
Never.
Okay, number 2. Never have I ever cheated on my current girlfriend.
My current? No.
You have cheated.
No, I've never.
Not like Helen, you have cheated on your partner before.
My wife.
Okay, your wife, you have cheated.
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
And
Yeah.
this one?
No. I no longer cheat.
You no longer cheat.
No. Don't talk to me about cheating. I don't do that.
Yeah. What?
Because you're
What?
cheating, you are
No, I can say it anywhere else. I don't bring
Yeah.
the person that I cheated with now. I don't do that.
Yeah.
No. Look, I love my girlfriend so much, man. I can't.
Never have I ever stolen a friend's story and pretended it happened to me.
No. I'm original. I like my company, Thulo Mahase Publishing, says from heart and head to the world. So I write from the heart and from the head. It has to make sense to me first before I take it out. Yeah. And then it has to be evoking the feelings from the heart. It has to go to the heart. It can't just go from my heart and then it's here. It's lingering there. You understand? From the heart and the head to the world. It has to make sense all the time.
Cool. Number 4. Never have I ever farted in front of someone I liked.
Farting. No, I fart a lot. It's a norm here.
I think this question is personal.
No, I fart. My girlfriend knows I fart. My kids knows I fart.
You did radio, ne?
Yeah?
You did radio, right?
Yes.
On Saturday's morning.
Yeah.
Ono pinya ka studio ndudu.
No, I was not. But
You used to.
no, I was not farting. But me, I fart. I fart a lot. At night, in the morning when I pee. I'm old, man. When I pee, I fart.
And it's fun. Sometimes you feel like August stove. You're like, I stove. What do you?
I fart a lot. I'm a farter.
Last one. Never have I ever walked in on someone in
Making
a
out.
bathroom.
Nah, in the bathroom.
What?
Making.
You see, like making out. Like bathroom, like no, I have. Whole lot. Like my partner, obviously, and my children.
Besides them.
No, it can only be people that I'm staying with, meaning.
Besides them, in a public.
No, I don't use public
You've worked
loose.
coaching me before.
So have
Yeah, but gyms, like when someone is in the bathroom, then they close the door. So
Okay.
yeah, it's impossible.
Cool.
you ever walked on someone?
Making.
People making love.
Making out. I don't know. I don't think so.
What would you do though?
Nothing. Oh, I used to peep through. I actually washed my ankle. So I peeped through the shade.
This guy is a whole lot of drama.
No, I did things. For me, I did things I had to.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me that, you know what, I'm going to mess my words. I said, like, dude, I'm going to watch. And I knew it was because it was my shack.
Gonna mesmerize and gonna watch.
Yeah, it was my shack, so I knew where there were holes on the zincs.
Yeah.
And I just went there and was like, ooh.
Jeez. How did it feel?
It felt like your body will always betray you.
Yeah.
Understand? But if the body betrays you, it doesn't mean you have to act on the body.
Yeah.
So for me also, my body was betrayed because I got aroused and the blood rushed and I saw the act and my uncle was doing exceptionally well. No, yeah, we knew then. I was like, okay.
So then,
Yeah, then he was,
let's
doing
take
good job.
let's take the you then. The you then. If you were to say, come in, join.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, they were old and that lady was not. No, I wouldn't.
Cool.
I just watched and then laughed after that and said, oh,
Ndanga.
yeah, no, he was doing a great job.
So
May
you
his soul rest in peace. But he was doing well, exceptionally well.
So did you
He
take
was
one or two
doing
things?
it. But for me, it was horrible because the lady was like, understand? And
And this guy,
was
dude.
performing. And then it's like when you're punching the punching bag, but it's not moving. I was like, "Uncle." And the punching was like, dude, what are you doing? It was a funny moment, but I was like, I tell everyone that I meet. My wife knows about it. My girlfriend knows about it.
Yeah.
Because I tell everyone that I meet, they say like, my uncle.
My
did this."
uncle.
And then I was just peeping through and say like, yo. So it's nature that happens.
Yeah, man.
We shouldn't be
Tell me
shy
about the
it.
book. How do they get it?
Yeah, the
Where?
book they get it from me. We launch. We're opening the website now, and it's gonna be available online as well. And the book currently is being sold by me. It's gonna be sold by the company Thulo Mahase Publishing. So yeah, but for now it's still here with me.
For
But
how
we're
much?
trying to expand and take it to the corporate world.
Yeah.
Understand? Because now a reason why we take it to the corporate world, if somebody loses their husband, they don't focus, they don't pay attention, they don't concentrate when they come back to work. So it becomes a production problem.
Yeah.
You understand? So you need your employees to be efficiently productive.
Yeah.
You know, after losing their wives, not like a stumbling block that I'm not leaving because my partner
My
died.
partner's
So
not
I
here.
don't know how to live. I don't know how to move on, and blah blah blah. So the book equips them with that and say like, if this guy made it,
Yeah.
you can do
You
it.
can do
You
it.
understand?
Yeah.
That's why I always say like, if I can't do it, it cannot be done.
You can win. Be
Understand?
done,
But it's
yeah.
a song by 50 Cent, by the way.
For how much?
No, my book is I'm an expensive person, man. It's 300.
Selma. Please buy the book. Please buy the book. It might heal you. Yeah, man. Yeah. You're a personal trainer. How do they get hold of you?
Yeah, people can get hold of me on 073-974-9939 or my socials. Thulo Mahase on Facebook and Instagram is I am Thulo Legend.
And then the car wash.
Yeah, Inside Out Boutique Car Wash. It's expensive, that one. With money.
You love
people-
money, dude.
Yeah, no, I love money. It's for people from around. Actually, I do it for my friends because I know they are affording. So it's expensive. It's an expensive car wash, but we wash, spick and span.
Yeah.
Clean.
So they still get hold of you on those.
Yeah, on
platforms
those
you've mentioned.
socials, and my contact number is 0739749939. Yeah.
And then-
But no relationships, no nothing, just business.
And then the publishing company.
Yeah, the
Do you
publishing
work with-
company, we're still working on it now, but we have the email address already, info at inquiries
Yeah.
at thulomahasepublishing.co.za.
Okay. And for bookings as well, for motivational speaking
Yeah.
and
Those socials and
Still the
the
same.
numbers.
cool. Still doing poetry and
Yeah, poetry is my life. Remember, I started writing poetry and then I perform. I believe I have a voice. So I love poetry
Yeah.
more because that's where I can express myself, in a short space of time and not long like the book when I had to write 144 pages. That was a lot. But I still do poetry, live poetry. It is.
Cool.
I don't do poetry like "TSHEPANG." No, I don't do that one. I don't. It's not.
This guy.
But it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like
That's just not you.
Mama. No, that's not for me.
Yeah.
And for mine, it's life.
Yeah,
it's,
man.
It's a storytelling poetry.
Poetry.
You
Yeah.
understand? So I believe in such.
Cool.
I believe in such like your Mzwaki Mbuli.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Lebu Mashile, your Ntsiki Mazwai. That kind of poetry.
Cool.
The storytelling poetry. The one that you can relate to. When I speak about Dibusing, and you should relate to, say Dibusing is some girl from the township,
Yeah.
and she was raped by the neighbor. You understand that?
Yeah,
So
I
my
get you.
poetry is all about that, because those are the things that people are going through a lot on daily basis.
Cool. And then least but not last, will we ever see you on radio again?
Nah.
Oh, hear you. Next.
No. I don't want to do radio. There's a whole lot of politics there, and
Cool.
and I think I don't have time for that. I don't want to entertain negativity. As I don't want to do radio anymore. I'm fine. I think I love my voice so much to spread the message, not to fight, to be in the shows and what. Nah.
You're done.
Yeah, no, I'm done with radio. I will never do radio again, unless if it's a television radio, then I'm acting. Not this one's. No.
Take me through your journey with myself, MABOKOTHO, and my guest, the man of the moment, Thulo
Wait.
Mahase.
Oh.
We are here.